Hello everybody and welcome back to Manor Lords, where we've been running into a really awkward situation here where we're plowing this field, but it's not fully harvested. And I think I've figured out why. I was checking out this force early harvest option, and minimum crop growth for any kind of harvest is 15%. So I'm going to burn this field. And now I want this to be fallow this year. I don't want to be working on plowing this. I want these guys to head over here. We want to make sure that these fields get plowed. However, we currently have an ox in each one. So I'm expecting these guys to all go idle, or more specifically, to come back here and start threshing this wheat into grain. That's what I'm expecting them to do. So out over here, we want to do a similar thing probably with this field, but this is 34% grown. What are you doing here? Guiding an ox. Okay. I want to force early harvest here. I want to force harvest this field. That should be fine. This field out over here, I want to force harvest as well. Get that done. So this field will be fallow. This field we want to let continue. Out over this way, what do we have going on out here? These guys have not started to plow yet. And it is November. So that's, grim. They're still hauling stuff. Okay. So that is absolutely noted that they're still hauling. Okay. So I want to check down over here. Are these guys actually harvesting? They are. Beautiful. So we want to get these actually harvested. Stocks damaged by weather in the field. Yes, that's understandable. So we're going to get this actually harvested here. The harvest is 99% done. Is it done now? No, it is not done. Okay. I think they all left and are coming over here to harvest. Really, really inefficient pathing that this game has at times, and that's, mildly irritating. But it's not the end of the world. This field is intended to be fallow. I'm waiting for these two patches to get harvested. At this point, I'm just going to burn the field. So we burn that field, and we leave this fallow. I don't want this to get plowed. So back over this direction, we can see that these fields are just about done. This field is going to get planted. These are all going to get planted. It is currently November. Okay. Have we started plowing up over here? We have. But this has definitely been much slower than anticipated. It took them a lot longer to get started on the plowing over here. So that's not necessarily great. I'm also noting 2 months of food there. Out over here, wait a second. They're sowing this, but the field didn't get fully plowed. Okay. So that's very awkward. Now, we've had that going on with this field out over here. This field didn't get plowed. My assumption on that was that that was due to the fertility level. Although looking at the actual fertility levels, that doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't. So it must be tied in some way to the field's shape. So after this is fallow, this field should definitely get broken up. And I would like to do the same with this field over here. So I'm going to delete this field, which has barely gotten started plowing. We're going to demolish it, and we're going to recreate it as two separate fields. So that's going to be from here down to about here. Maybe like here to about here. Like that. And then one more field down over this way. Now, that was originally going to be wheat. And let's check here. 41% wheat and 36% wheat. Yeah, we can have both of those be wheat. Interestingly, this plow remained, but the plowing progress is at 0. Okay. And now they're all leaving. And they plowed like a tiny portion of this field, but they all left, and now they're coming up and plowing this field. Priorities are changing quite regularly. Okay, let's check in over here and see how this is going. So this field is just about plowed, but it's December. So this field did not get sown. This field did get sown. This field, it still has stuff up in it, allegedly. These fields got sown. These fields are all fallow. These got all sown. These did not. So none of these got sown. That's understood. We're probably going to have to replow this field anyway. I'm going to demolish this field, and we're going to recreate it in probably 3 parts here. So we're going to put in a part that's about like this. And yes, I'm aware of the fertility there. We're going to have that be wheat. And then we're going to do a part that is up over here. Something like this. Again, aware of the fertility. And then we're going to do another part that is up over here. With the idea being we want to have many small fields so that we are more efficient with our plowing, in theory. And this is again going to be wheat. Now, those are not going to get dealt with until next year. Up here, our plowing was really slow. So I think the reason why this happened, why this situation occurred, and it didn't last year, why we were so much more successful last year, I think is because of the distance between these fields and this farmhouse. I think hauling all of this stuff all the way up to this farmhouse was significantly slower. I think that's what we've got going on here. So that makes sense. As far as what happened over here, I mean, there are some good reasons, I think, why some of it happened, but what we really need here, of course, is to just get these fields set up in a little bit of a better state. Now, these fields up over here, I would also like to delete. So I'm going to delete all of these fields, and we're going to make these be much smaller fields. So many more, but smaller fields. That was very laggy to delete. Okay. Cool. So we're going to put in a field here, and I want that to connect down like this or so. 1.7 Morgan is a pretty big field, it seems. So something like that. I'm going to bring up a field up over this way. That's going to come in. That's like 1.3 Morgan, 1.8 Morgan. Yeah, we're going to put it about here. There we go. And then a field that takes up this space, 1.6 Morgan. I'm going to do a field up over here. 1.8. And a field up over here. This is still going to be a pretty big one. 2.7 Morgan. That's fine. We're just breaking this up. And then this is going to go up here. It's going to be very similar in size to what it was previously. Except kind of cut in half. Like that. Then I'm going to build a road that comes up along here. And can we get this up over this direction? Yes, we can. Perfect. So a road kind of like that. Now, all of these fields are going to be fallow. And that should, in theory, be a little bit better for the plowing. In theory. Of course, we did get some planting done over here. And Waldbrand only has 2 months of what? Food. Well, we should have quite a lot of flour coming in theory. So we have, up in our farmhouse here, we've got 76 wheat. In our farmhouse here, we've got 68 wheat. And in this one, we've got 14 wheat. So that's definitely going to take some time. Now, one thing I want to do over here is I actually want to build another farmhouse over here. Like this. And I think we'll just kind of alternate between which farmhouse we have people assigned to based on what year it is. So if it's this planting, it'll be this farmhouse. If it's this planting, it'll be this farmhouse, to alleviate that problem. So that sounds good for now. What do we have for wheat here? 246. So we're going to be making quite a lot. I'm going to assign more families to this windmill, and I'm going to assign more families to our communal oven as well. Like that. Still 2 families on construction here, so that seems decent. Now, over here, we are short on food, for sure. What do we have in our windmill and communal oven? Yeah, so that's going to continue working for a while. We're going to continue to bring in additional food that way. We can also come through here and upgrade our burgages for additional food production. But ultimately, what we really need to do is get our field setup working a little bit more correctly. And that will be the overall goal. This field here, it did get sown. And I am going to adjust this field when it is fallow next. But for now, that's not something that we can really do. So I'm going to pull a couple of families off of our farmhouse. We'll have a family in this mining pit, a family in this bloomery. We want to get that all taken care of. This clay furnace, we can have a family in if we actually have any clay still. We do, 23 clay. Okay, so that can still be furnaced up. That'll be fine. And we've got these going on. Sounds good. Okay. So our berry deposit is, of course, shrinking, and that is all fine. Now, out over here, in theory, we can probably start bringing our burgages up to level 3 eventually. The clothing stall supply needs to go up. No doubt about that. Our tailor and our cobbler are working on both of those. Theoretically. We might need an additional tailor and cobbler. We'll keep an eye on that. But for now, that seems fine, and we've got plenty of people baking bread, so we should be okay on food throughout the winter here. But we do need to do a fair amount of wheat threshing, and that is fine. So we've got 858 gold right now. Our royal tax is 450 gold. So I would like to hop into our army here and go into this retinue, and we can hire a few. So we can hire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cool. So 19 out of 24 in our Waldbrand retinue. Not bad. Now, we have 4 unassigned families here, and what do we want them to do? Well, we could put another family in this malt house, I suppose. We have no one in the dyer's workshop. We definitely want to have at least one family in the dyer's workshop. No doubt about that. What else would we want, in theory? Well, we've got that small stable here. No one is in this storehouse. Let's put one family in this storehouse, and we'll call that good, I think. A second family is probably not necessary in the malt house, though, I'm thinking. And we may want to have... I don't think we need a family in the livestock trading post, though. We may want to have 2 in the dyer's workshop and 2 in the malt house. Let's do that for now. Okay. So I'm still very concerned about our plowing situation out over here in Waldbrand. I'm more concerned about Nuslo, but I believe that just swapping between these 2 farmhouses and where our families are assigned will solve that problem. We will be able to get this grain ground into flour. Are we currently baking here? Peddling, transporting. Okay, we're working on it. Sounds good. So we've got 5 months of food at this point, and over here in Waldbrand, we've only got 2 months of food right now. The question is this communal oven good enough? With 3 families in it, I'm not convinced. Do we have enough food production here? This is a level 2 burgage plot here. The idea was, of course, to make this be a bakery. We're missing orchardry. We're missing bakeries. So that's all understood. I'm just checking through these level 2 burgages here. What do we need to upgrade? So we need 10 level 2 burgages, 3 level 3 burgages. So we have what we need at this point to bump that up. Other than clothing stall supply. Okay. We could definitely make this be another cobbler, which I'm going to do. And we could also definitely make this be another tailor's workshop, which again, I'm going to do. I'm going to pull a family out of the dyer's workshop to compensate, and a family out of the malt house to compensate as well. So that seems fine. Let's head on forward here. This is, of course, not necessarily going to help our food situation. I'm keeping an eye on the food situation. Are we holding at 2 months is the question we need to ask. Also, I want to check in here. Equipment missing. So we're lacking some spears and large shields. Let's go over to the joiner's shop. They're currently producing large shields, so that seems fine. The blacksmith is still producing, in theory, pole arms. Let's have him switch over to spears for a moment, because we know that we're lacking spears here. And then these guys are missing recruits, ready to rally, recruits, recruits, ready to rally, and recruits. Fair enough. So that seems fine for the moment. I don't want to create any additional units right now. Food does seem to be holding at 2 months here. Let's go through December and see if it goes down. So far, not. I want to check in over here. How are our stocks here? Very good. And in fact, we can upgrade this to a medium village. We could grab beekeeping. Every region can sustain up to 2 apiaries to collect honey. That's interesting. I'm thinking that we should maybe do that, although bakeries would be pretty good here too. I'm going to grab bakeries for right now. We are, of course, going to need to have level 2 burgages, and a level 2 burgage specifically with a backyard. So something like this out over here, right? That's definitely something that we would need. So a burgage with a backyard would be one of these guys out over here. Not this one, but some of these. That's okay. So what are we actually needing to upgrade these? Fuel stall supply, food stall supply, clothing stall supply. Is our market too small? Our market may be too small. How do we adjust our market here? Trade. No. Logistics? I've forgotten where it is. Here it is. Okay, so this is our current marketplace. I think it's too small. So let's add in some additional market space here. Maybe something like that. There we go. And we should probably make sure that there's road access here. That would be, you know, relatively useful. We could not bring it up over here, but we could definitely connect it here. And I think that's fine. Mildly awkward, to be sure, but reasonably fine. Okay, so now we've got more market space. That should be good. Now, checking in up over here in Waldbrand. Oh, we just exhausted our mining pit here. So that is this mining pit here. I'm going to demolish that. We do not want that to be a thing. So with that gone, I want to check in on this storehouse. Yes, that does have someone working in it. Noted. Okay. Seems fine. This clay furnace. Do we still have clay? We do. Okay. So 2 idle families is not the worst thing right now. I suppose we could put one up in Hunter right now, but it's okay. Not too concerned about it. So it's still December. And we have finished the tailor's shop out over here. I want to make sure that the tailor's shop is working on... Let's see, we're working on clothes up here, so cloaks is probably fine. Yeah, that definitely seems okay. Waldbrand's communal oven is full. That is in this pantry. So the granary should be going to grab some of that. And haul that over to the granary. I'm not sure that they are, but that's what they should be doing. Okay. Yeah, we've got some stocks being damaged by the weather up over here. This is an infinite production. I don't mind. It's fine. It doesn't actually matter all that much to us. So that's okay. This windmill is definitely threshing away. That'll be fine. Or rather, grinding away. And we've still got 2 months of food here, but the month tick hasn't happened yet. Okay. A new family started moving in down over here. And what do we want to do with that family? We've got 3 available families right now. Well, the tavern is finished. Let's put 1 family in the tavern. That makes sense. And then beyond that, what else are we interested in here? We could have another family in the trading post, in theory, or just a family in the church. And I think for now, that will be fine. Okay. So up here in Waldbrand, we're still a little concerned about this food situation. And we're having a bit of a goods transportation issue as well, I'm noting. It's probably fine for the moment, though. So let's continue to tick until the month tick here. That'll be in like 2 days. Okay, month tick should be momentarily. And we did go down to 1 month worth of food. Okay. So that is definitely grim. We're lacking clothing stall supply over here. Okay. Let's get ourselves another communal oven. I think. We definitely need food production here. I think a communal oven is probably the best way to go. Alternatively, we could upgrade some of these burgages back here with food production. But how much do we have for flour right now? Okay, nothing stored inside of here. What do we have down over this way? 39 grain, 10 grain. I'm not convinced that this oven is going to be baking year-round at the current production rates. So I think that that means that we probably should put in some additional upgrades over here. So that's a vegetable garden. It's a little hard to tell in the winter. Okay, I'm going to put in a vegetable garden here. This is not going to be a big deal right now, but we'll put in a chicken coop here, vegetable garden here, chicken coop here, vegetable garden here, chicken coop. What are we at for gold? 556? Okay. Vegetable garden, and a chicken coop. Okay, so that will produce some additional food here. We definitely need more food. And we'll see what that ends up looking like. So this farmhouse is full, this farmhouse is full, and this farmhouse is full. Noted. We may want to consider importing food here. We're definitely net negative on our food at this moment. And this hunting camp only has 1 family in it. Let's put another family into this hunting camp, I think, for now. That means that we don't have a construction family. However, this forager hut is currently idle. So I'm going to pull a family out of that forager hut. That'll be okay. We have generic storage full up over here at the manor. It does not appear to be full at the manor. Okay. Whatever. Seems fine. This food issue in Waldbrand definitely needs to be addressed. I do think that we should consider expanding our burgages a little bit, but of course, our food is rough right now, and we'll see what that ends up looking like. So if this guy were to be back over here, yeah, that's plot too small. Understandable. We could put some additional burgages here. For sure. Something along the lines of that. Nice big backyards. Okay, so something along the lines of this. But we're not too concerned about getting these done super quickly. Because food is definitely a problem here. We will continue baking at a pretty prodigious rate. But unfortunately for us, our food situation here is very, very grim. We could definitely consider importing some food. exactly are herbs good for? I want to figure that out. So let's see here quick. Let's see here. Storage. No, I want resources. There we go. So herbs are where? I'm probably blind. I did not see them there. Perfect. Here they are. Okay. Storage type pantry. Upgrade enabling production. Add an herb garden. That's not very helpful. Are they edible? I don't know. Well, we'll find out. So we just finished a Burgage plot level 1 here. Ah, yes, that's getting all of this online, so that's fine. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to work on this food issue here in Waldbrand. We absolutely need to deal with the food. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.